Welcome back, everyone. I know you guys have been asking for the Godfall video and builds. They are on the way. Your boy gotcha. With the transition over to new gen, I am still having to put out content for those who enjoyed my past videos and content that it is attached to. We have been committed to Genshin Impact in the community since it dropped. This means I gotta do my part for the community, you know. As for the Awesome Squad's request, I will meet each one at the appropriate time. I promise you guys, I will. We're not slowing down. The pedal is down and our head is on the swivel, baby. You already know. Today, we have more Genshin Impact. I am showing my Razor build, which is still in progress. So let's talk about it. Razor is the sleeper 5-star character amongst a few others in Genshin Impact. While people scramble to grab the big 5 stars like Diluc, Klee, Venti, and a few others, you have those guys like Tash and Pokey who spent $4 up to $10,000. Yes, you heard right. They have spent up to $10,000 on this game alone just for 5 stars. Now don't get me wrong, 5 stars are good, but I'm here to tell you personally, do not stress those 5 stars. They're good. They are good. But any character in this game can be great when given the proper time and care. It's all good though, because your boy Rock got y'all with this Beasty Razor build that anybody can build, given you have the patience to grind these artifacts. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Just looking at the stats alone, here is what my current Razor is sitting at. I'm at character level 80. My max HP is at 16,427. My attack is at 2,406. Defense is at 764. Elemental Mastery at 77. And my max stamina at 232. Your stamina can't be boosted really by anything else outside of finding those geos and returning them to the statue. So nothing on your armor pieces will help you with your stamina. Now in the in-depth chart, I will go into the key stats that really make Razor's build shine. The crit rate is at a 29.5%. This could be better, but this can be bypassed and raised with food that boosts your crit rate, or until you find a better artifact. My crit damage is at 113.5%. This stat alone is what let Razor hit like a Mack truck. Leveling him up, it boosts his physical attack naturally. You don't have to really throw anything into it because it naturally goes up by leveling him up. My energy recharge rate is at a 175.8%. This is good so you can have your abilities up faster. I will go more in depth with that later. My electro damage bonus is at 15% for now. My build is not perfected yet, but it's getting there. With Razor's physical attack, carrying him through most things, if you sprinkle in a decent bit of electro damage on top of that, he'll be shredding through everything. And last but not least, my physical damage bonus is at 47.5%. Like I said before, this goes up just by leveling him up naturally. So on to our weapons of choice, or weapon of choice. We have the Skyward Pride. Now before you get on my helmet about, you got a 5-star weapon, man, what you doing? I pulled this from the free season pass wish that we all get. I just happen to get lucky. And this is my only 5-star weapon. Wish it was the Wolf's Bane, but beggars can't be choosers. The white blind weapon that you get from the blacksmith will do just fine also. I also have that weapon and I was running it until I got this to drop. Now back to the Skyward Pride. It's at level 80, the base attack is at 590, and the energy recharge rate is at a 33.5%. The special stats on this weapon is called Sky Ripping Dragon Spine. It gives you a flat buff of 8% damage, which can go up if you get lucky enough to refine it to a higher level. Also, after using your ult, you throw out 8 projectiles that do 80% of your total attack damage each, plus the projectile goes through multiple enemies. Now it's time to look at the artifacts. In my timepiece slot, I have an Hourglass of Thunder. The attack is at a plus 46.6%, defense at a plus 44, attack at a plus 19 base, crit damage at plus 6.2%, and HP at a plus 1046. I'm looking for a better one without the HP and defensive buffs, so I'm still hunting. In the Goblet slot, I have an Omen of Thunderstorm. Attack at plus 46.6%, crit damage at a plus 10.9%, defense is at a plus 42, crit rate at plus 3.5%. Last but not least, we have our attack at plus 47. This is a good piece. The defense can be swapped out, but for now, it's pretty good. For my headpiece, I am running a Bloodstained Iron Mask. Crit damage at plus 46.4%, attack at plus 3.7%, defense at plus 13, attack again at plus 11 base, and crit rate at plus 7.8%. I will be swapping this out for a full 4 set of the Thundering buff Fury, or the Thundering Fury buff, sorry. I have a helmet right now, but it has the crit chance instead of crit damage. So I will keep this just to test out another Razor build when I find the other sets to help out with crit damage and crit rate. So if you haven't already, don't forget to follow and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest build and Genshin content, plus upcoming merch. The next piece is the Feather, the Bloodstained Black Plume. Attack is at a plus 311 base, another attack at a plus 14.6%, energy recharge at plus 12.3%, elemental mastery at plus 35 base, and crit rate at a plus 7.4%. Lastly, we have our flower artifact, the Thunderbird's Mercy. HP is at a plus 4,780 base, elemental mastery at plus 42, attack at plus 11.1%, another attack at plus 45 base, and crit rate at plus 5.8%. The artifact combo sets that I am running that give me a buff are the 2-piece Thundering Fury set that gives me an extra 15% buff to electro damage, and the 2-piece Bloodstained Chivalry set that gives me an extra 25% to physical damage. What I'm currently hunting for is the full set for Thundering Fury, which gives me a extra 40% damage to all things that are procced by my electricity and mixing for more damage. It also reduces my skill cooldown, which is your R2 skill on PS4 and PS5. I only have his first constellation unlocked so far, but you want to be able to unlock all of them. With rumors of him being in the upcoming banner, I have saved all my Primo gems to hopefully purchase most of them when they come out, or get him to drop, because that's the only way you can unlock Constellations, is to get the same character again, and then you drop that crystal into your Constellations. So I won't go into his constellation, as it's not really helping me outside of the first one I have unlocked, which gives you a 10% buff that I get from picking up elemental orbs. Now that we have all this info, you may be asking yourself, how does this help Razor besides having all these big numbers? So let's jump right in. Razor's playstyle revolves around 2 things, his sigil stacks and his ult. With the build I just showcased, he will be more than able to cut down the beefiest of foes without trouble or even his ult. So wouldn't it be, useful to actually use his ult and burn down those enemies faster? Yes, and I'm going to show you how. When engaging enemies, lead with your Claw and Thunder, the single press one, not the hold ability. Each hit gives you a sigil stack and can stack up to 3 times. Each sigil gives you a plus 20% buff to your energy recharge rate, giving you a total of plus 60%. So the idea behind his combat style is to keep your sigils up at all times, letting you keep your ult online at all times, letting you shred and delete stuff faster and more efficiently. So lead with your skill, then combo into another skill, or avoid the damage if it's a bigger, beefier target, then go back in with your skill attack. This lets you get to your ult, this lets you go online and delete stuff, like I was just saying. Anyway, I hope this helped out those out there that is looking for a good Razor build. The name is Awesome Rock. Tell your friends about me.